A house is made of wood and stone, but only love can make a home. Welcome to the RepcoLite Home Improvement Show, helping you make your home into one you'll love even more. On News Radio Wood 1300 and 106.9 FM.
Well, happy Saturday, everybody. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, Haley.
Merry Christmas, Dan.
It's not often we get to start our show wishing everybody a Merry Christmas.
Yeah, just about once a year.
Yeah. Well, as soon as I said that, I thought, that is a stupid statement. Haley will let it go because it's Christmas, in the spirit of Christmas.
Yeah, that was your mistake.
No. Anyway, we're hoping that everybody out there's having a great day so far. And we know that the show's not airing at the normal time. We don't believe. Normally we air 8 a.m. on Saturday mornings, and we were informed by the radio elites.
The radio elites.
Right. That's how I like to think of it. Well, I actually like to think that we're the radio elites.
Oh, wow.
Huh. I'm not sure who told us.
Yeah.
They let us know that we're going to be airing at a different random time on Saturday. So we're just trying to roll with the punches. We record the show normally anyway. Normally it would play Saturday mornings at 8 on Wood Radio. And because we know that there's probably at least 6, 7, 8, 9 people listening, and maybe you don't normally, normally you don't hear the show. I should just start with, I'm Dan Hansen from RepcoLite Paints.
I'm Haley Johnson.
Also from RepcoLite Paints.
Yes.
For now. We'll see how long that lasts. Wow. And yeah, we're really glad that you're tuning in. Now, in most instances, the show is going to be about home improvement stuff. Today's not even remotely close to what it's normally like.
Because RepcoLite is a paint company, so we talk about paint projects, interior design, and just general home improvement.
Right. And for those general home improvement things, we're actually hitting stuff like plumbing and flooring ideas and countertops and roofing.
Tools that you should know about.
Right. And for those things, if we don't know enough about it, and sometimes, we do a lot of research, but sometimes we know we're reaching, so we bring in the experts, right? We have lots of interviews, and from my point of view, they're always fun. We find some of the most interesting people to interview, and we get great information. That's normally what the show's all about. Today's is not going to be that. It's just going to be about Christmas.
Yeah, it's a Christmas special.
Christmas special. Everybody has to have a Christmas special. The Waltons had one. Little House on the Prairie had multiple ones. The RepcoLite Home Improvement Show needs one.
Right, absolutely.
Right, so that's today. And we're going to just start with... Let's see here, Haley. What do I want to start with? I want to start with some of your favorite Christmas memories. What do you got?
Well, Christmas would usually start the day after Thanksgiving for me.
Okay.
So we would have cookie day at my grandma's house on my mom's side. And yeah, we would bake Christmas cookies all afternoon. The next day, we would have Thanksmas.
Thanksmas?
Yeah. It was a term that my grandparents coined. It was easier to have all of the cousins and aunts and uncles over just that weekend, Thanksgiving weekend, instead of trying to get everyone back over there for Christmas.
Did you wish everybody a Merry Christmas during Thanksmas?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Now, see, at the beginning of the show, I said it's
Merry
not often
Thanksmas?
I get to start the show with Merry Christmas, and you said once a year.
All right.
And here,
what you're doing.
Just want to make sure that we've established that Dan gets 1 point, and we're going to erase Haley's point from the beginning.
That's fair.
Right?
Yep, you're right.
I'm going to win this Christmas.
That's the important part, right?
Winning.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah. So anyways, we would do that family Christmas on Thanksmas, and I loved it. It was so fun to just kick off the holiday season that way. We'd have lots of cookies from the day before.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, there were a lot of cookies. They last the entire winter. That's how many cookies we would make the day before. Yeah, it's serious.
See, now I love cookies, and you know this. We got, every Christmas we get our little bounty baskets. All the people that we work with will bring things through. You know how it goes. And we just got some amazing cookies, and I had to give my box away because I went through half of it myself. And I gave it to my kids and said, take it. Get it away from me and eat it. And you brought yours home the other night, and you came back in and said, how did you eat so many? They're like sheer butter.
Yeah, it's basically like butter dipped in sugar.
Oh, it was so good.
How you ate so many.
Yeah.
But anyways, yes.
I love cookies. I do it.
I love them. That was really fun. The other thing that I really liked that my other grandparents did on my dad's side is in our stockings, there'd be another stocking. It'd be like a little tiny change purse stocking, and it had money inside that we had to give to our parents, and they would save it for us. But I was really just obsessed with this tiny little stocking. I loved it. I always wanted to take it home with me. I never was allowed to because they were afraid it would get lost and they wouldn't have it for the next Christmas to put in the stocking.
What happened to it?
Is
it still around?
Yeah.
Oh, so you still do this? Mm-hmm. You're still getting money and giving it to your parents?
Well, no.
That part goes away, right? Shoot. Because I was thinking, man, I could make quite a haul with my 5 kids.
Yeah, no kidding.
Hand that money over to Dad.
Gosh.
I'll take care of that for you.
No, I loved that little thing, though. I don't know what it was about it. I just really wanted that part.
Well, that's cool. I like that. Those are fun Christmas things. My grandma always did huge Christmas stuff. She'd decorate the house like crazy.
Oh, yeah.
It was all about special foods. Hers was Christmas Eve.
Okay.
And we would always be utterly thrilled. I mean, we wouldn't be able to sleep. My family's tightly wound, I think is the way it's called. Anyway, so my sisters and I were just amped up. Mom and Dad, it's a marathon for Christmas for them to get through it with the emotional strain that we put on them.
I'm sure.
You know? I'm sure you can appreciate that.
Yeah.
Anyway, Grandma's party was amazing. We'd get there Christmas Eve, like 4 o'clock, I think it was. I think they had to bump the time earlier because us kids were so excited. And it was like magic. You know, the Sunday before, there were no decorations up.
So you do all the decorating?
Grandma did.
Wow.
Grandma did in between. So it was like magic. It's like a transformation happened. And there it was. And everything was amazing. All the little details. She had Bing Crosby playing on the record player in the upper landing. And she would direct everybody in Christmas carols. And she couldn't carry a tune at all. That was the big running joke. She was so bad. But it was fun. She embraced it. And she even down to the food. She had all these little special foods that we would have, little pickles, little olives, and a tray of deviled eggs. I know you're not a big fan, but we just gobbled those up. She had little sandwiches that she'd cut the crusts off and then dye like the bread.
Whoa.
So the bread was green and red.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, it just kind of freaked me out.
Yeah.
My sisters, and they all loved them, but I couldn't touch them. So
like
I don't know.
The ketchup that went through that phase of being green. Do you remember like the weird ketchup colors?
I wouldn't have been able to eat that.
Yeah.
I'm
very, purple,
very
green.
critical.
It's really weird.
I like my butter dipped in sugar. And I just absorb it that way. So those were my favorite things. Did you have bad Christmas memories? Anything like that?
Oh, I don't really think that I do. I mean, not getting the little stocking out of the stocking. That was always a rough point. But I mean, really, I can't remember like a super disappointing Christmas. I would get myself a little bit worked up leading up to Christmas because I'd be afraid that my parents didn't listen to me well enough and that maybe they didn't get me the present that I really wanted. And there was one year in particular where that went on a little bit too long. But
there seems to be a story underneath that.
But other than that, I mean, really, I think they were all pretty happy.
Oh, see, yeah, I would say mine are happy. I made the kids cry. Multiple times. Yeah, the first one was their very first Christmas. My twins' first Christmas. They're going to be 1, or they're just over 1. They were born in November, so just over 1. And we had gotten them Jeep Wranglers. They're little plastic battery powered. So I put them on. I was putting them together till 3 a.m. on Christmas morning. Right. Oh my gosh. So started Christmas Eve, 3 a.m. I'm finishing them up, and 6 o'clock in the morning. Hey, that's when my family would wake up for Christmas. I mean, Santa's been here. We better unwrap some presents. So I wanted to wake the kids up, and my wife said, no, are you insane? I said, no, they're going to love these things. We have some of the most hilarious photos from that Christmas of little kids slumped over in their little Jeeps, bawling their eyes out, screaming. Yes, my daughter, Maddie, is screaming, the look of rage on her face. And I remember being there going, look, the horn works. And she was furious. My other one where I made the kids cry, or I made Caleb cry, it was the first Christmas that I videoed. I was kind of glad I did because I could go back to the tapes and see what exactly happened.
And watch him cry.
Well, what happened is I put a tripod up with a camera, and I'm busy finagling the gift pile, you know, who gets what, where. And I'm not looking where I'm giving, but I grabbed a big, heavy, hardcover book of animals that he wanted. So I ditched it back behind me, to hand it to him. I kept it in my hand. I didn't throw it at him. But I handed it back, and he didn't take it. So I handed it back, and I could feel that he was grabbing it, and I kept giving it to him. And on the 5th try, one of the kids said, "Dad, stop already. You're hurting him." And I turned around, and I kept poking him in the face and the eye with this corner of the book.
Oh, my gosh.
He was bawling his eyes out. I felt guilty because I had to, Then we went to the tape, and it was clear that it was an accident. But I felt bad that I just kept doing it, ramming it into his face. I think it's funny that the kids waited till the 5th one.
I mean, really.
Before they warned me.
Clearly, it was entertaining.
It was funny. How about, we want to wrap this segment up, and we want to get into some world Christmas traditions. But I know we have a couple, we all have Christmas traditions.
Yes.
One of mine, very briefly, midnight mass. Absolutely love it. That's our favorite thing right now. The kids get all amped up.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, all amped up to go to midnight mass.
Wow.
And
how late are you up?
We leave church at like 1:15 in the morning on Christmas morning.
Wow.
And it's really kind of cool because the bells are going off, and I'm thinking about all the neighbors thinking,
that are
hey,
asleep.
It's Christmas, just so you know. And it's absolutely a blast. It's the most beautiful thing. I mean, the church is all decked out.
Yeah.
There's really something about that. But I got to be honest, at 10:30 on Christmas Eve, when I'm thinking that now we get ready to go to church,
exactly.
that's a little strange. But that's one of our favorite things right now. How about you?
I think my favorite tradition that we've always done, and I still do it, is hiding a pickle ornament on
I've
the
heard
tree.
about this.
And then you have to find the pickle Christmas Day, and the person that finds it first, I don't know how the real tradition is supposed to play out, but for us, it was always the person that finds the pickle is the one that gets to open the first present.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I like that. It's
a little competitive.
I do like that, because if your people aren't crying at Christmas, you're not
doing it wrong.
doing it right. Right. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to be talking about Christmas traditions like that from around the world. And I don't know when we're going to get to it or even how we're going to broach the subject of one that we found that is so bizarre.
Yeah, it's really got to be the strangest thing I've ever heard.
I just hope we're airing this not around breakfast or lunch or dinner.
Yeah, meal times.
Yeah, it's not going to be
Probably not
good,
great.
but it is strange. We're going to get to that and much more in just a little bit. Stick around.
Helping you turn your house into your dream home. This is the RepcoLite Home Improvement Show, presented by Benjamin Moore on News Radio Wood 1300 and 106.9 FM.
Well, Haley, we're back, and it's the Christmas special.
It
right?
is, yeah.
So this is not your normal RepcoLite Home Improvement Show. We're not going to talk about, dealing with a leaky faucet or mold and mildew in the bathroom.
Now, hopefully people are able to enjoy their Christmases and you're not doing a renovation right now.
We debated. We made that joke. Remember, we were talking about Christmas Christmas jobs we could hand out to people.
Yes.
And we decided that was really, really, really not the way to go with this. So
I don't think so.
We decided to have fun. So we're talking about some world Christmas traditions, right?
Yes.
Am I right on that? World Christmas traditions.
Exactly.
And we ended last segment talking about your specific tradition of hiding the pickle or something like
Right.
that. And you mentioned it's an older tradition and your family employs it at least to some extent. I know I've heard about this whole pickle thing. Why don't you just run through it one more time?
Yeah, because our version of that is a little bit different. I don't think we do the tradition right. The original one, I think, is probably even more different. But
So you're hiding the pickle wrong?
typically, well, we're hiding the pickle. That can't necessarily be done wrong. The present part, I think, is what we do wrong.
Okay.
It's supposed to be a separate present. Like the pickle is associated with a specific gift.
Like a really good bonus gift.
Right.
And whoever gets the pickle gets the bonus gift?
But we do it as you just get to open the first present. Like,
Oh, yeah, your parents didn't want crying.
someone gets more.
Yeah, and that's not a wrong decision, but
Yeah,
man,
it's
that,
been adjusted
that
for
pickle would be a
families.
lot more valuable if that was a bonus gift.
It's true.
So that's
yeah.
how it is in Germany.
I
That was
think
the original.
that's, I don't know if it's the original, because even the origins of the pickle are debated.
Well, yeah.
Some people think it's from Germany and that it dates back to the 16th century. Some people argue that it's actually from Spain and that it had to do with children that were kidnapped and put into pickle pickle barrels. So
Well, that's really dark.
Really dark.
A lot of these Christmas traditions are crazy dark.
They are.
It's very strange.
I would associate them more with Halloween than I would with Christmas. It's pretty interesting.
Well, I certainly don't understand the pickle thing. I've seen it. I've seen the little pickle ornaments. And that was my first introduction to it. I saw pickle ornaments.
What the heck is this for?
This is a real bonehead Christmas, at that house. They must love Heinz. But no, I know. I see it's a tradition, but...
Yes. And a really old one.
Yeah,
16th century.
I don't get it. All right, so that's one, the pickle tradition. How about another one?
So Krampus is something that's celebrated in Austria.
If you eat the wrong foods, you get Krampus. And then you walk around hunched over. Is that?
Well, maybe this creature is hunched over, but it's like supposed to be a ghoulish kind of creature, a scary creature. And it's like the evil accomplice of St. Nicholas. So
why would St. Nicholas have an evil accomplice?
Why would he need that? I guess it was to punish the bad kids. So if you were on Santa's naughty list, Krampus or this ghoulish creature would come to visit you.
And do what?
Scare you, kidnap you.
Really? Oh, you don't know. You're just making that up. You got me all excited.
Maybe kidnap. I have no idea.
He's probably got a pickle bag. It's probably where all of this.
Yeah.
A pickle barrel. Yeah. Well, it could be a bag. Maybe some places don't have the money to have the big barrels.
Well, now people don't, fully embrace the Krampus.
That is so surprising.
We're
it
not
seems
just
so
like
festive.
Scaring young children just for the sake of, punishing them. But it is like a prank that they'll have now. So people will dress up like Krampus, like wear scary masks and walk around town pulling pranks and scaring people. But like children and adults alike, right? It's not just for punishing bad kids.
The whole thing, the whole prank thing. I mean, that all seems insane to me.
Agreed.
I would be afraid I'd kill somebody. Right? That's what I always think of with these
you would
pranks.
take a prank too far?
No.
Okay.
The kids will show me this, TikTok. Dad, watch this. This guy's going to jump out of a barrel and scare this lady. That lady doesn't look like she can take it. What happens if she just keels flat over?
Yeah, in the era of lawsuits, I don't know.
That's what I picture. I'm going to put on a little Krampus mask, jump out of a little box, and I'm going to watch Mom just thump, and there goes Christmas for everybody for the rest of our lives.
Yeah.
I don't want to be a part of a Krampus Christmas.
I don't either. And there's an annual parade associated with this.
Where was that one from again?
That's in Austria.
In Austria. Okay. That's very strange. We got time for one more in this segment.
Okay, this one I really like because I love cats. I have a cat. Birgerd, this is a holiday for you. Iceland has a Yule cat.
A Yule cat? Yeah. They don't burn them, right? No. Well, Yule logs, right? We burn Yule logs.
It's definitely one of the weirder ones, but I guess there's like this idea that there's a gigantic cat-like beast, and it would be incentive for their workers to work really hard. And if you were good, you would receive a new set of clothes. But if you weren't, you might be devoured by this gigantic cat.
Does he have jingle bells on? Or is there any...
Then you might hear him coming.
Okay, yes. So, okay, if I've got this straight, everybody is told, hey, go out and work really hard, or the Yule cat's coming.
Yeah.
Well, I thought Christmas was coming. Well, with Christmas comes the Yule cat.
Yeah.
And if you don't work hard, he's going to eat you. Yeah. That's the whole thing.
That's the idea.
Where's the fun?
You get new clothes if you're good.
Okay. You're going to need them because when I hear the Yule cat's coming, my old clothes aren't going to be worth anything. I can't believe that that's a Christmas tradition.
I know.
I mean, there's a lot of good, fun stuff to draw from.
You
think? All right. That's all the time we've got for this segment. Let's take a break, and we'll come back with more on the other side.
Yeah, sounds good.
We'll be back in just a minute. Stay tuned.
If you want to take your DIY skills up a rung, the RepcoLite Home Improvement Show is here to give you a boost on News Radio Wood 1300 and 106.9 FM.
Well, Haley, we're working our way through a very strange list of Christmas traditions from around the world. It's the RepcoLite Home Improvement Show, believe it or not, and we're just kicking back. We're phoning it in.
Yeah, it's Christmas,
right,
people.
Right. It's Christmas. And we debated, let's come up with a new show for Christmas. Let's come up with, projects for people to do on Christmas Day, ways to organize the wrapping paper piles that are scattered everywhere. And we realized that is ridiculously stupid.
Yeah.
So we thought, let's just phone it in and have fun and talk about great Christmas stuff. We talked about our own Christmas traditions in the beginning. Things I like to do, some boring stuff Haley's family does.
Yeah, that was coming.
And yeah. And now we've kind of branched off into traditions from around the world, and we've hit some very bizarre things.
Yeah, I'm really excited that I found this list because it is truly bizarre.
I just hope it's true. Have you cross-checked and cross-referenced this? Because the internet says it happens.
Yes, I have Googled most of these outside of the one article, and they do exist.
All right. So we've got more because it's Christmas and we're just having fun. But I do want to give one quick warning. We do have one that's coming up that is absolutely hilarious. And we're still not sure.
Disgusting.
Yes, we're still not sure how we're going to be able to broach the topic. But I guess we'll all find out together. But oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Where is that? What is that one called? You can't even say the name, right?
No.
Is it from Spain somewhere?
Yeah, it's from Spain. We'll call it Spain's potty log. Should we just talk about it now?
No.
Okay, we'll save it for the end.
All right. So what do you got next? We just went over the Yule Cat, which
from
all the little workers who aren't working hard enough get munched down by the Yule Cat, and everybody sings Jingle Bells or Feliz Navidad or something like that.
Yeah.
What's next?
The next one, again, feels more like a Halloween tradition, but the Ukraine actually decorates with spider webs, essentially. They're not with actual spider webs, but they're recreating what looks like spider webs on the tree with tinsel.
Could I use real spider webs?
I guess that's up to
My
you, Dan.
house is full of spiders, and apparently, if I were in the Ukraine, it would season, all year round, be decorated for Christmas.
You would be really in style there.
I would. So they decorate what with spider webs? Everything? The corners
tree,
up by the ceiling?
I don't know if they're doing the whole house like that, but definitely at least on the tree.
Okay, on the tree. Spider webs.
They're using tinsel or, other string to make it look like a spider web.
Why?
I guess there is this folktale about a poor widow who couldn't afford to decorate the tree for her children, and the legend has it that the spiders in the house took pity on the family's plight and spun beautiful webs all over the tree. So when the children woke up, there were these beautiful spider webs with, dew droplets on them, so it looked like a festive tree. And so now they've embraced it.
Okay, I have decided that I will let that one stand. That is a Christmas tradition that I approve of. And it can continue. It can continue because that's a fun little story.
No, I like that there's a story with it, and I'm sure the other ones probably have stories too, but this one was included, and I think it's kind of nice.
Well, and I'm sure they were very amazing webs.
I'm sure they were beautiful, yeah.
Maybe they wrote little festive sayings like Charlotte.
That
right?
would be cool.
Charlotte's Web, right? Didn't she write little sayings?
Yeah, she would write things in her webs.
Or don't eat the pig.
Don't eat the pig.
Which one was it?
I think it was definitely don't eat the pig.
She liked the pig.
She liked it.
Okay. There's a darker version of Charlotte's Web.
Where Wilbur gets eaten.
Yeah, he doesn't make it very far.
Gosh.
All right, so spider webs in the Ukraine. What's next? Where are we going next, Haley?
Okay, I definitely want to get this one in because it's just bizarre. Japan doesn't really celebrate Christmas. It's not like a national holiday for them like it is here. And yet they now celebrate Christmas because of a marketing campaign KFC came up with back in 1974.
Seriously?
Yeah. Yep.
KFC is in Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Exactly.
They came up with a campaign that brought Christmas
to Japan. Yep. So now the way that people celebrate Christmas in Japan is by going and eating fried chicken.
Really?
Yes.
That is a good campaign.
Right?
You know,
changed an entire country's culture.
Why have we not done that with paint? Right?
Yeah.
Right? We should have gone with the projects.
Paint's not as good to eat as Kentucky Fried Chicken.
No, it's not as good to eat. We don't recommend that. Not at all. Seriously. So there's no decorations or anything. It's just head out and eat chicken.
Yep.
All right. Where's next? Where are we going?
Okay,
Let's go to Italy.
So Italy, yeah, this one again kind of draws on Halloween traditions. Instead of Santa, there's a witch that visits you. She's called Befana, if I'm saying that right, but she's an old woman.
Spell it.
Belfana.
Befana.
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah.
She fills the stockings of the children. It's just like Santa Claus.
What does she fill them with?
She comes down through the chimney, and they get presents from her.
What does she look like? Does she
like
have a beard?
Witch.
Well, some witches have beards. I think that's
like
cool.
She's got the little wart on her chin that has a couple hairs coming out of it.
Is
There's
it like
a hat that is the traditional cone shape.
Does she shake like a bowl full of jelly when she giggles?
Is that part of being a witch?
No, that's part of being Santa.
Okay, I see.
Right? Come on. It's Christmas.
Maybe she's...
Why witches? That's so strange.
I know.
How far back does this one go?
This one... They don't say.
Okay, so we don't know exactly how far back this one goes because we were burning witches in 1692.
And yeah, Italy is making them their Santa Claus.
Wow, that is so strange.
Pretty interesting.
All right, we've got time. Do we want to get to the big one? Let's go to Sweden first.
Okay.
And I can see that it says the Yule goat.
Yeah.
And I'm sure this is extremely festive and we're going to really resonate with this one at least, right?
Well, it's kind of strange.
All right.
A little dark still even.
Okay.
And it's changed a lot over time. This actually dates back all the way to the 11th century. It's the oldest tradition on this list.
Okay.
And the original idea was that there was a man-sized goat figure led by Santa, St. Nicholas, who had the power to control the devil.
Ho, ho. It's so bizarre.
Why does Santa need a goat that controls the devil?
Well, do you have the rest of the story?
Do
you know why?
I don't know
I'm
why.
on the edge of my seat, literally. I'm so confused. Why is that?
Yeah, well, they changed it over time.
Okay. What do they do now?
Now it's really just like this representation of a past tradition. It's really just like a festive goat that hangs as like an ornament on the Christmas tree. And yeah, but there was a period of time even where people would dress up like goats instead of Santa. Like it was the main feature.
What year were we talking again?
This started in the 11th century. That's when it controlled the devil. And then in the 17th century, people started like dressing up like the goat.
So the 1600s, they're dressing up like the goat in Sweden.
Yep. And they would pull pranks on people like that.
Oh.
So it was like
Pranks
the
are
goat
big.
Controlled the devil, but was also a prankster.
Remember when you recommended for Thanksgiving that people prank people with a whoopee cushion?
True.
Do you think that was happening back then? I wonder what they did. Did they have whoopee cushions? Probably like a pig's bladder.
Oh,
I bet they could make that sound like a whoopee
I bet
cushion.
Little House on the Prairie, they probably would have had a pig's bladder whoopee cushion.
Probably. All right, since we've gone down to that level, let's go way further and deeper and lower and talk about the very last tradition that we had on our list. It's a real one. I did not believe it. I had to look it up. I found multiple stories about Spain's. There's a lot of different words to use for this. We have chosen the word potty because I'm comfortable with that and I can roll with that and I don't think we're going to be in any trouble about that. But it's called Spain's potty log and it is insane. And I'm so glad this is not part of my Christmas every year.
It's twisted. It's really twisted.
So how does it work? They get a little log.
It starts off innocent enough. The kids have the section of log, right? Like a small log, and they put a little face on it. It's got some sticks for legs. They take care of it. They feed the log.
Oh, yes. They so nice.
It's under a blanket to keep it warm.
Logs get cold at night.
It's like their little pet. But then it gets weird. Because on Christmas...
Because, wait a minute. Because feeding a stick with a face on it isn't weird.
Well, that's just like a pretend...
normal.
Like, I don't know.
No.
Make dolls out of weird things.
Compared to the rest of it, that part's standard.
Totally
that's normal.
Yep.
That's mainstream. Because then, what do they do?
On Christmas, they beat the log with sticks.
Of course.
Because that's what you do to something that you love and take care of. And then they sing or it's going to sound like a chant, but they ask the log to go potty for them.
Right. Is that not insane? And they ask it to potty out presents.
Yes, exactly.
Nougat and candies.
Make good potty for us. And if it doesn't, then they really beat it with the sticks and they throw it in their fireplace.
Now, that does sound like one Christmas that I was a part of. But, I don't want to go into that story. It was so horrible.
No, it sounds horrible.
I'm joking. I've never been a part of anything like that. Have you heard of anything like that ever?
No.
Okay. Well, I don't think there's any more to say. I think we got through it. We did
bizarre.
it in an adult manner. And we're going to move on. What do we got next? We got the last segment of our Christmas extravaganza. What are we going to talk about? Should we fight about Christmas movies?
Okay, we could do that.
We're going to fight about Christmas movies when we come back. Stick around.
If you want to take your DIY skills up a rung, the RepcoLite Home Improvement Show is here to give you a boost. On News Radio Wood 1300 and 106.9 FM.
Well, Haley, this is it. The last segment of our Christmas extravaganza, the first annual Christmas extravaganza on the RepcoLite Home Improvement Show. Yeah, we have taken what we normally do on a Saturday and we have thrown that in the dustbin off to the side. And instead, we have talked about nonsense for a whole hour.
Not nonsense, though. Really, people are going to be more cultured after this episode because we have talked about world traditions.
That's what you keep telling yourself. In the break, I said, is this okay even to play? It's like the children have taken over. I let Haley be in charge of the topics, and this is what we ended up with.
Happens.
No, it's been really fun. It's Christmas. Who wants to listen to home improvement stuff? We don't even know how many people are listening to us right now.
Yeah.
Right? Hi, Mom.
No one.
Probably not even Mom.
Talking to the void.
Yeah. Anyway, we're going to wrap the show up talking about Christmas movies. I don't know if we're going to fight or argue. Let's say argue. Debate.
I don't know if we'll fight.
We probably won't. You'll just agree with what I say, right?
Right. That's usually what happens.
So let's just talk about, because Christmas movies do get people upset. Like, you can start a fight with saying Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
You could start a fight like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen that fight happen. What do you think? Die Hard, Christmas movie. Yay or nay?
It's not what I want to watch.
I didn't ask for an exposition. A yay or nay? Make the call, Haley.
Oh, no.
No?
Yes, but no.
Okay, that was worthless.
What do you think?
I don't want to talk about it. It's going to cause a fight.
You're the one that brought it up.
I don't find it to be a Christmas movie. It doesn't really convey the spirit. Yes, it happens during Christmas.
I don't think of it as a Christmas movie.
No, I rented that with I had no idea how much bad language was in that movie.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah.
That's a surprise.
That right there, most of my Christmas movies aren't full of swears. So anyway, that's for everybody to decide. We're not going to open that can of worms.
No judgment.
No, we've already opened that can of worms.
How
do we put it all back together?
Yeah,
let's just switch the topic. Maybe nobody really is listening and we're all okay.
Not just me. My whole family always watches A Christmas Story either on Christmas Eve or on Christmas Day. That's like our go-to Christmas movie.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, that's the Red Ryder BB gun. Mm-hmm. You're going to shoot your eye out. Ralphie, right?
Ovaltine. Yeah.
Right. I've never liked that one.
Yeah, Jordan doesn't like it either.
Okay.
His whole family, they didn't really watch that growing up, so he doesn't get it.
He's more Die Hard.
I don't know. He's not really into Christmas movies in general.
So he's a Grinch.
Yeah, he's a Grinch.
All right.
But
he is way bigger than me. I am not going to say that. I withdraw my Grinch comment.
I think it's such a good Christmas story because there's so many good, funny things that happen in that. And it's just a dark sense of humor. I appreciate the dark side.
Our go-to, and this goes back, I mean, as long as I can remember, and I'm old, but we have watched A Christmas Carol, and we've watched a number of different varieties of it, because there's all kinds of different versions.
Yeah, there's so many.
The one that that I was raised watching is one that is not reviewed well. I share it with everybody. I bought multiple copies of this to put it in people's hands because a lot of people don't know about it, and if they do read any reviews, they avoid it like the plague. Roger Ebert did not like it. Do you remember him?
No.
Siskel and Ebert, the thumbs up people? Mm-mm. Oh my gosh. Just dated myself in an embarrassing manner. Anyway, it's Albert Finney's Scrooge. It's a musical. I am not a musical person, but the songs are so good. Oh, they are. Stop making that face.
I don't know about this.
I didn't make a face during A Christmas Story.
That's because that's a good movie.
Oh, you haven't even seen my movie. We love it. Watch it all the time, every year. That's tradition.
It's like watching a good B movie?
It's like watching a really good movie, period,
okay.
Haley.
All right.
You're missing out.
All right.
So what else? Elf? Gotta be a big one.
We can't disagree on Elf, right?
No. That's absolutely hilarious.
You like Elf. I love that Christmas movie. I mean, it's maybe better than A Christmas Story.
I think that's one of it's really, really, really well done. I'm not a huge Will Ferrell fan, but in that movie, everything works. I think that's
he's
great.
really perfect for that role. It looks like he had so much fun being Buddy. Mm-hmm. I really like it. I think it's a lot of fun.
That one's good. Any other ones that you partake of on a regular basis or think you should? Maybe some Hallmark flicks?
Oh.
You seem like a Hallmark kind of a person. No. Really?
Yeah,
Christmas
maybe
on the Range?
but
9 Lives of Christmas?
I've
10
never
Lives of
heard of
Christmas?
these.
9 Kittens of Christmas?
What?
Yeah. Hannah watches all of these movies.
Is that real?
Yeah, something like that.
Kittens of Christmas.
Oh, yeah. The first one, it's a sequel.
Is it from Iceland?
No. It's not like the Yule Cat. No, the first one is about somebody who has a cat, and it's the 9 Lives of Christmas. And then the sequel is the cat has kittens, and it's the Kittens of Christmas or something like that.
Okay.
It sounds pretty highbrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing says Christmas like that.
Kittens.
Yeah. So you're not a Hallmark person.
No.
Anything else? The Grinch?
Yes, the Grinch.
You like that?
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
do
a big
like
fan.
the Grinch. Really?
No, I think that's terrible. Huh. Polar Express, I think that's terrible.
Yeah, I'm not really into that either.
Yeah, the animation's so weird.
It is a weird animation style. That's what I don't like about it. I like the idea. I really liked the book, but not into that movie.
Okay, my last big one, and it's lots of people's last big one, and it's A Wonderful Life. Mm-mm. You've never even seen it?
No.
My goodness.
Dan's going to keel over.
Seriously. Yeah, I almost inhaled the microphone. Jimmy Stewart?
I've never seen it.
I don't even know what to say. My Christmas is wrecked. It's wrecked. Thank you, Haley.
I don't know what to do. I can lie to you.
Oh, I would have liked a lie. That is one of the best. It's got a great story. We actually, I think just before you came on the show, I did a segment around Christmas time, of course, and I talked about the backstory, the history of that movie, and how this was Jimmy Stewart's last shot at making it again. He had been a big-time Hollywood actor. Then the war happens. He goes off and fights. He's a great guy. I mean, if you don't know a lot about Jimmy Stewart, you got to dig into it.
Guy.
Great guy. And he comes back, and all the roles, it's just the world has moved past him. And the director of the movie, the same thing. He had gone off, and now the world has moved past.
Yeah.
And they connect with this story, and they put the whole thing together. They're not sure where it's going to go, how it's going to be received. And
was it a hit?
I don't remember, actually. It did make his career again.
Okay.
I mean, it restarted, it jump-started his career. I think it initially was a little rocky in the box office, if I remember right. But great movie.
What is it called again?
It's A Wonderful Life.
All right. I'll have to look it up. I've never even heard of it.
Yeah, he runs through the streets. He talks about things. He
talks about things. Great Sal. What about, what is that one? Santa Claus. Isn't it just called Santa Claus?
The Santa Claus.
Yes, The Santa Claus.
Those are
I
all
liked
right.
that when I was a
those are
kid.
good.
The remakes, I mean, I don't know why they have to make so many sequels of things, because it's just gotten weird.
It has. But anyway, we have milked it out. I don't know if anybody's still listening, but that's all we've got.
Yeah, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. We hope everybody out there, all of us at RepcoLite wish everybody out there a Merry Christmas and hope you have a great week, a great rest of the day, and hopefully a Happy New Year as well. We'll be back next week with a greatest hits, a best of episode.
Yeah, best of.
And then back to all new stuff January 8th. Take care, everybody. I'm Dan Hansen.
And I'm Haley Johnson. Thanks for listening.